it's a nice reversal actually, because normally what will happen, like in a story like Harry Potter, Harry Potter knows nothing, so things are explained to him.
Yes.
But in the documentary, we know nothing, so
Yes.
things are explained to us.
Right.
But because in a documentary cage, we don't notice that.
Yes.
We just accept it.
Right.
It's a very good tool. It's a very, very clever.
Look, this movie seems like it was. I could be wrong. I don't know how long it took them to develop this, but it seems like it's something that took years to develop.
Yeah.
Because the level of detail in this film is outstanding.
Yes.
So you can tell that this must have taken a while.
Yeah, and it took them a lot of good effort. I think it's still one of his best movies because of how much effort. Like I feel like for a lot of us, sometimes as writers, when we haven't blown up yet, we'll sometimes get a little bit too cocky. So we'll be like, you know what, this first book will not put my best foot forwards. And then what ends up happening is no one reads the first book because your best foot wasn't forwards. Do you know what I mean? You're like, don't worry, guys, the second book will have everything. So then no one reads the first book. When in reality, you have to put up all your knowledge, all your skills, go straight to that first one. And I think that's what he did here. I think he threw everything in the kitchen sink.
Yeah.
I'll probably explain more later about the techniques that he's using.
Right.
Again, the scenes are short. There's a lot of movement. And that momentum, plus the build-up, plus the giveaways that something terrible happened in the future, something terrible is about to happen, plus them arming up, it's about to go down. It's a lot, and it's like.
Yeah, that's true. And also, I think even directors talk about the same thing, that when you make a film, don't say, I'll leave this for the second film. Go all out with all the ideas that you possibly have in this film so that it becomes what it's supposed to be. And if there is a second film, treat that film as if it's its own film, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, unless if you have rare cases like The Godfather, because I think The Godfather was supposed to be 2 films in one.
Yeah.
But then obviously they chopped it up. But I was watching just before we spoke now about who's this guy? Peter Jackson. Because I think he was even involved. I think he probably produced this.
That's his 30 million. Yes, it's his 30 million basically.
Yeah. He was talking about how he shot the 3 Lord of the Rings films at the same time.
Yes.
Which is something that's unheard of.
And again, yeah. Because and the effort, dude, there's a 3-hour documentary on it that I watched the other day. Yo. I didn't even know they were filming till basically the last month when the film was being released. Like they were still doing reshoots. Okay, guys, we need to get this shot in. We need to explain this a little bit more.
For The Return of the King.
Yeah.
Like, I really don't know how they did that, because what I'm asking myself is, when the film was released, when the actors supposed to like promote these films?
Yeah, they will. And they have to. But then they have to quickly come back. And they don't go back to New Zealand. They go to a parking lot.
What?
And they put a tree there, and then you quickly do a zoom in shot, and then you sneak in some dialogue there. And then let me put it like this, it would take a really good eye to notice it. But yeah, they'll stick in some dialogue and be like, okay, cool. Now, Legolas, you've got to say XYZ, which is a thing that happens to everyone. I don't care how good a writer you are. You think your actors said the right thing at the right time. Sometimes they don't. So you'll realize something I'm even dealing with right now as a director myself is, here's a script. It sounds good. All the key points are there. But then the actor will say the words in such a way that the key point doesn't hit.
I get you.
Yeah, so now I must bring them back.
Like, instead of saying, this guy did this, it'd be like, this guy did this. You're like, no, not the did this. It's the this guy part that I wanted you to accentuate, not the did this part.
Exactly.
What's this guy? Not necessarily what he did, but this guy. Not you're making it about what he did instead of. I get you. I get
like this guy. You know what I mean?
Right.
So then sometimes you'll be like, okay, but then the guy, how does he react? That's a good question. There's no cut to him. No
Right.
one cut to him. So now
Right.
you must quickly run and be like, okay, what color was the wall? It was blue. Quickly stand him against the wall. That's blue. And then quickly take a reaction shot. Cut. Done. And then the movie makes a little bit more sense now.
Jeez. Just to show the guy's emotion.
Yes.
Hectic.
And it's relevant. Good example being Star Wars, The Last Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of people that were upset because Luke Skywalker just found out that Han Solo died. What's his reaction? We don't know. They cut away. They left.
Yeah.
I want to see what Luke Skywalker's reaction is to that. That's important.
That's one of the most important things ever.
Yes. And then you cut away. Are you crazy? You know what I mean? So it's absolutely relevant. Yes.